The Giza Pyramid Complex, the location of the most famous Egyptian pyramids, has been the focus of ongoing research for more than a century. The Great Sphinx of Giza, the Pyramid of Khafra, the Pyramid of Menkaure, and other structures may be found in the region. The pyramids have revealed secrets over time and by archaeological investigation that were previously only known to its creators. And these are but a few of Egypt's pyramids. From hidden shafts to sapphire-toothed saws, these are the most fascinating 15 facts about these engineering marvels. Most experts place the construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza, also known as the Pyramid of Khufu, between the years 2550 and 2490 BC. The Lincoln Cathedral was built in 1311 AD, overtaking the truly enormous edifice as the highest structure ever erected by humans. This is a remarkable accomplishment, especially considering how little the ancient Egyptians knew about engineering and construction. Such a structure would need enormous engineering feats even now. How many pyramids spring to mind when you think about Egypt? 5, 10. In fact, give or take a few, some estimates put the number at around 130. In addition, a lot of specialists think more will be discovered in the upcoming years. The reason why so many were built is widely contested, although it is certain that they played a crucial part in ancient Egyptian culture. If we told you that some of the stone blocks used to construct the pyramids weigh more than 70 tons, would you believe us? Each of the 2.3 million stone pieces that make up the Great Pyramid weighs about 2.5 tons on average. But many of them weigh at least as much as an elephant on average. Even while we may never fully understand how these rocks were carried, several wall murals and documents from the time of the ancient Egyptians do provide some information. For instance, it appears that stones were moved on sleds, perhaps across wet sand. However, there is still a great deal to discover, and this field of experimental archaeology continues to be quite fascinating. There is a complex network of passages, shafts, and chambers inside and beneath the Giza pyramids, which is another remarkable aspect of the pyramids. There are numerous theories about what these structures are meant to accomplish. Contrary to popular perception, neither Israelites nor anyone else's slaves built the pyramids. Workers were properly compensated and fed, according to recent study, especially the finding of old records. Additionally, it appears likely that workers, food, and other necessities came from all around Egypt. Additionally, the task was seen as being of the utmost prestige, and many employees were given the honor of being buried in tombs close to the revered pyramids. Although the ancient Egyptians constructed many pyramids, not all of them have been preserved in their original form. The Great Pyramid and the other Giza pyramids serve as examples. Why? One explanation is that the Egyptians improved their ability to construct pyramids over time. According to some researchers, the older pyramids' joints weren't as tightly joined as they may have been because the Egyptians couldn't have cut the stones precisely enough. As the weather changed over time, moisture that had gotten into the joints expanded and contracted, pushing the stones apart and eventually causing erosion. Granite, which has a propensity not to absorb water, was also used to construct the Great Pyramid. Additionally, craftsmen discovered how to create tight seams in the casing that surrounded the pyramid, which allowed it to shed water rather than absorb it and ultimately preserve it. The Big Dipper and the Little Dipper are two constellations that seem to have been used by the ancient Egyptians to position their pyramids in a north-south orientation. Their north-south orientations may be pinpointed to within 0.05 degrees thanks to the accuracy of this alignment. Though at a very slow rate, it is crucial to remember that the alignment of the stars is continually shifting. Old Arabic saying that loosely translates to, "Man fears time, time fears the pyramids." The choice of mortar used in the construction of the pyramids may have contributed to their longevity. According to analysis, the stones may have been fixed into place using an extremely durable mortar. Additionally, a lot of it was put to use. One estimate places the amount of mortar used in building the Great Pyramid at roughly 500,000 tons. The Queen's Chamber, the Grand Gallery, and the King's Chamber are the Great Pyramid's three principal rooms. Recently, two 20-centimeters wide tunnels that continue from the Queen's Chamber's north and south walls and come to a complete stop at stone doors with copper handles were found by Egyptologists. A robot was recently used to find the doors. Some think they might open up to a hidden room. What did the Great Pyramid initially look like? If some historians are to be believed, this is very impressive. The Great Pyramid at Giza was encased in a well-polished casing of limestone blocks at the time of its erection. Some claim that the shell would have glistened like diamonds and been seen from miles away if the sun had hit it. Most of the blocks were prized off over the centuries and employed in various construction endeavors. There are numerous additional, equally fascinating pyramids in Egypt, including the stepped pyramids, despite the fact that the pyramids at Giza typically receive all the attention. In reality, Saqqara is home to one of the first pyramids ever built by the Egyptians, which was probably built around 4,700 years ago. It has stepped sides and a flat top, and it was constructed as the tomb of the Egyptian king Djoser. Before this, tombs were built as mastabas, which were smaller, sloping-sided constructions with flat roofs. In actuality, Djoser's pyramid is thought to have originated as a mastaba and then undergone a succession of additions for unidentified causes to become the 197-foot-high step pyramid we see today. Khufu's immediate family, members of his court, and 3 lesser pyramids for his wives are all part of the complex of tombs that surrounds the Great Pyramid at Giza. The complex also includes 2 mortuary temples that are connected by a causeway. According to some estimates, the enormous Sphinx monument was constructed close to the Great Pyramid 4,500 years ago. It is renowned for having a human head and a lion's body. Although Pharaoh Khafra is thought to be what it currently resembles, this may not have always been the case. Some academics speculate that the Sphinx may have undergone a number of facelifts during the course of its existence. Red pigment remnants on the Sphinx's face imply that the statue may have been painted. The majority of Egyptologists today believe that the second pyramid at Giza's builder, Pharaoh Khafra, commissioned the construction of the Great Sphinx around 2500 BC. Although its function is unclear, some ideas contend that it was built to protect the pyramid. It is no little task to construct a pyramid of the size of the Great Pyramid of Giza. But how long did it take to construct them? 100 years? 500? In actuality, the Great Pyramid of Giza was constructed in under 23 years, according to certain estimations. To put things into context, Notre Dame's construction lasted close to 200 years. Leaving aside the quantity of laborers required, building supplies, machinery, etc. needed to construct the Great Pyramid of Giza today would be expensive. To construct identical structures now, it may cost a little bit more than $1 billion, according to some estimations. Given that the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world, cost $1.5 billion to construct in 2009, this is actually not bad. Estimates indicate that the limestone required for the Great Pyramid's construction would have cost $776 million, with an additional $102 million needed for pay, travel expenses, plant hiring, etc.